Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Let me ask you a question. How many people out there have somebody that you know or love in prison that mess with a boy? How many? Do you know? Most of the times you won't know. Most of the times you won't know because what happens in prison, they say, stays in prison. That's really not true. It just depends on who knows your business, right? It just depends on who knows your business. Now, I'm going to tell you this story about this brother that got caught up in here. He came into the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying? He one of the guys doing his thing, making money, all of that old kind of stuff, the usual things. Check all the boxes off right. He presented himself like he was one of the hardest gangsters on the town. When he came in here, he blended right in, he putting in work, he doing all these different types of things and all of that. Everything's looking just fine for him in that lifestyle. And that's what I'm saying. In this lifestyle, you have to be able to play the part to be, you know what I'm saying, accepted. And he knew how to play the part. But one thing happened, right? One day, one of the guys asked him to use his cell phone. He had no problem with it because he had his cell phone fixed to where you couldn't see certain things in it unless you had a code, right? But what he didn't know that this brother that he let use the phone, he was one of them nosy brothers, always sitting there trying to figure out what another brother's got going on, and he was able to somehow crack the code. And he saw some video pics, little video pics that bro had been sending back and forth to somebody that he was messing with. And it turns out that when you look at the video, I don't know how he was able to do it, right? You know, I know when I had a phone back in the day and I was trying to send a picture, I'd have to get in the mirror and all this and that, right? But this brother took a video. You got to keep in mind, I've been locked up a long time. I ain't got a lot of experience with that, but he took a video of himself. Listen to him. I'm just saying now what it is. He took a video of himself twerking. Like pulling up his shirt, showing his butt. He twerking like Beyonce or somebody. You know? And bro looking at it, he's like, what the heck is this? So he comes straight to us. Straight to us. With bro's phone. And he's showing us. He said, man, check this out. Bro, here twerking, man. I'm like, okay. I ain't trying to make excuses for him, but who is he sending that to? Bro, like I said, super nosy. He said, man, I hollered at the dude on the phone that he sent it to. He said, dude, the boy. I said, okay. Look, to each his own, y'all. Real talk, to each his own. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You feel me? But in this lifestyle, it said that you can't do that. That's just it. And once you take that off, look, brothers do that a lot more than y'all want to believe. But if you get caught, off with your head. So this brother got caught. So brother didn't write him up on charges, bring him up on charges. He come in front of the board. He plead not guilty. They had a trial. They introduced the phone. He mad about it and all this and that. He tried to say, bro, lying. He got in his personal business. He's just doing it to hustle and get money. All the usual excuses, right? But what he don't know is bro and the COS been communicating back and forth with the boy that he had been sending the pictures to, but they've been pretending to be him. And the conversation turned towards all this goo goo gaga I love you type stuff. You feel me? So now it ain't no situation where he can say this is just about me trying to get money. That boy got feelings for you and you got feelings for him. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Be man enough to say it and do you. And go on with the come on. You feel what I'm saying? So they found him guilty. They found him guilty. They snatched it from him. Ain't nothing with you no more. They took it from him. So here's the thing. Let me tell you how this played out. So now he was able to stay on the compound because brother then was like, you know, he all right, we ain't gonna run him to the back, this, that, and the third. And I ain't really want to be involved in all that. Plus, we had a lot of heat because we done ran so many people to the back that we got to lighten up on that, right? Because the warden is not having it. They just not going to have it. They'll let you go so far, and then they're going to put their foot down. And when they put their foot down, they know how to disrupt everything you got going on in your life. Your routine will be thrown upside down. So sometimes you just don't push everybody to the back. So he's standing on the compound. He going to visit, doing his thing. And he got a, listen to me. The boy got a gal that looked like Vanessa Williams. You hear me? And I'm not just saying that for effect. She looked like Vanessa Williams. Gorgeous woman. Gorgeous woman. Carried herself fine, wore nice clothes, all this and that, right? All of that. So look, I'm up in the VG one day. And he up there. And bruh, the nosy brother, he up there with his sister and his mama. Now I'm sitting over there with my gal and we talking and all this and that, right? And she was like, what's going on? Because she could tell my attention wasn't all the way on her like it should have been. And I said, well, I'm just looking at bro over there. He used to be a brother. He talking to gal. And she said, what's that got to do with you? I said, nothing. I said, we just had an incident with him, a little while ago. And I told her about it. She was like, dang, does she know? I'm like, I don't know. She said, that ain't right. She need to know that. I'm like, look, I don't want to get in that. I don't want to get in. She said, that ain't right. Somebody should tell her because she don't know what he been doing and ain't no telling what's going on up in here. And I'm like, you right. All of what you saying is right, but I can't get in there. I can't get in there. Now, I don't know at the time, bruh is having the same conversation for different reasons, though, with his sister and his mama at the other table. And I see bruh get up and make his way to the table. But he just spoke and came back. Went to the vending machine and came back to his table. I'm like, okay, he keeping respectful to all this and that. He ain't gonna just do him like that. Right? So he at the table and his sister is on the same thing my girl is. Saying the same stuff. She need to know, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. So bruh, he telling his sister, tell her when you leave and give her my number. Right? Because bruh had a cell phone. He said, give her my number. Tell her to call me if she want proof. So we sitting there and enjoying visit. Everybody enjoying visiting. The hours go by and all this and that. And then everybody leaves. Right? Everybody leaves. Bruh's sister gets in the parking lot and pull old gal over. The gal that look like Vanessa Williams, she pull her over. And she telling her, my gal watching this thing go down. Now, we don't know at the time what she's telling her. We don't know any of that. None of that. But I find out later on from bruh because girl called him. And she's asking him what was going on and all this and that and how do y'all know this and why would you put something on him like that and all this and that? Because he had told her that he wasn't a gangster no more and he just didn't want to be a part of nothing like that no more because it wasn't no good and all this and that, right? That's how he explained to her that he wasn't the folks no more. But bruh telling her the reason he ain't the folks no more because he got caught sending twerking videos to a boy and he been involved in a relationship, even though it was over the phone, with this boy. And she didn't believe it. So bruh sent her the video. He sent her the video. And when she seen it, she had a fit. Angry and upset. So the next week come up. We can go to visit every week then. So the next week comes up. Dude go to visit. Bruh go to visit. I'm in visit. And it's a whole lot of other brothers up there, right? Old gal sitting in the VG, she's sitting there. You could tell something was up. And I done told my girl, I said, look, she know. So about that time, dude walked in. He sat down at the table. When he sat down at the table, she go in on him immediately. She said, I saw the video. You could look at it and tell what she was saying. She wasn't holding back and she kind of loud. And we were just 2 tables from her, right? My ears got real big. I'm ear hustling for real. And she said, I saw the video, all this and that, right? She laying it out. She said, how dare you? How could you do this to me and all this and that, right? And then back in the day, y'all, you know, couples sneak off to the restroom and do their thing and all this and that, right? And they had done that. You see what I'm saying? So she was like, have you ever messed with a man and all this and that? He ain't saying he had or he ain't saying he hadn't. Because far as we know, this was just a phone thing. We don't know if this is like what he been doing. We just think that it's a phone situation. We don't know what's really going on. We don't know. So check this out. She smacked him. Yeah. And she stand up. She said, I won't be back. Now I look over there. I see bruh, the one that had his sister tell her. He over there laughing. Yeah. Smack him again. He ain't nothing but a boy. He ain't gonna do nothing. He better not do nothing. So she look over there at him, right? And give him that look. She was still upset, but he give her that look back. She leave the VG. Bruh sat at the table. I'm talking about the one that used to be the bruh. He's sitting at the table. He looked sick. He hurt. He crushed. He embarrassed. The whole VG seen this go down. Some of them heard it, some of them didn't. But I heard what was going on. So now he get up, all embarrassed. He walk to the desk, and he tell the sergeant, he ready to go back. So they take him back through and get him back to the pod. Now we all sitting out there in the VG, and we huddle up at the vending machine, and we was like, man, what's going on, man? And then everybody talking about, yeah, she shining what she should have done. She supposed to have done him like that. Ain't no telling what he been doing back here. All this old negative talk, man. Just running him to the ground, right? Running him in the ground. So I go back to the table, and I enjoy the rest of my visit. You know what I'm saying? My girl leave. We get back on the compound. Bro, he can't wait to get back to the cell. He can't wait. He get back to the cell. She been blowing his phone up. Message after message. Call me. As soon as you get in, call me. It's important. Call me. I need to talk to you. Call me. Is this all the videos you got? Call me. All this and that, right? You know what I'm saying? So he calling, they talking and all this and that. And 1 month of talking, 2 months of talking, after 3 months of talking, they choosing to be a couple. Now you can't get on a person's visitation list for a whole year, right? Especially when you're coming off of somebody else's visitation. But what she did, she called the warden. And she told the warden that she wanted to get on this list, and they understood what had happened. And for whatever reason, the warden allowed it. See, you got some people that like to visit people in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? They known for that. Having multiple boyfriends, you know what I'm saying, over the years, the different joints and all this and that. So they let her get on bruh's visitation list. Now he coming to visit to see her. And bruh hearing about, the dude that used to be the bruh, he hearing about it, he messed up about this. He tore up about it. But see, now that he ain't the business, it done come all the way out that he messing with boys for real. He been messing with boys on the compound, just doing his thing. Just doing his thing. And we don't know how long this been going on, but it is what it is. At this point, he on his own. He can do whatever he want to do. So now bruh and gal, they kicking it. I mean, they kicking it real tough. You know what I'm saying? And after a few months, they get to talking about they want to get married, they want to do this and they want to do that. And then, like I said, back in the day, look here, you could sneak off into the restroom. So they sneaking off into the restroom doing their thing. You feel me? And let me tell you, I'm talking about she looked like Vanessa Williams. I'm talking about bad. They get off in the restroom, they doing their thing, and everybody just, doing their thing, and everybody just happy and all this and that. The folks is taking care of the business. Got your women coming to see you. You're getting a little tail here and there. You got your pack doing this and that. Money going in, money coming out. Everybody seem like everything is straight. Everything copacetic. Everything copacetic. Now back on the compound though, things are starting to get a little tense because the brother that got his flag snapped, he got rocks in his jaws about what's going on with gal coming to visit, because he finna start going to visit. His mom gonna be coming up here. Now, he been knowing girl for all his life. His mom know her. You feel what I'm saying? And his mom, she know what happened. And she riding with her son, you know what I mean? That's her son. Not saying that she's saying what he did was right, but that's her son. And she's sticking by him. So, they up and visit. And they see each other. And bro tell him quit looking at her, quit staring at her. But he don't. See, now he's upset. He ain't scared. He know what it is, but he ain't scared. They get back on the compound, they get to arguing, they have a fight and all this. And that bro whoop him, you know what I'm saying? He whoop him, he gone about his business, but he still got rocks in his jaws about how bro come up with his girl. He feel like bro told her to be in it, not because he was trying to look out for her, but because he wanted her. You know what I'm saying? Because he know everybody was talking about, man, you got one of the baddest coming to see you, bro. You feel me? And now he don't. And now he all the way full-fledged. Everybody know what he on now. Messing with boys. He done moved the boy in the cell with him. And they kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Running around, cooking for each other and all this and that. Wearing the silk robe with his fake silk. It's polyester. But still, the point is, you know what I'm saying? They chilling. They chilling like Oz and Harriet or something. You know what I'm saying? Everything is moving along. Well, bruh, up in the VG one day. And old gal done come to see him. They having a good time and done went in the restroom and done their thing and come back out and all this and that, you know. And she wasn't feeling good. She just wasn't feeling good. So she ended the visit early and she goes home. He called her on the way on the cell phone. He talking to her, making sure she's straight, and she just wasn't feeling good. So he tell her, look, go by the hospital. You don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, going home and laying down like that, because she was like just really feeling good, just dizzy, and she threw up a couple of times before she left the VG. She's just not feeling well at all. So she goes to the hospital, and they check her in, you know what I'm saying, in the emergency room. You know, they do the vitals and all this and that, and they take blood and all this and that. They tell her they gotta wait to see what happened. Right now, nothing abnormal was showing up. They told her, go home and get you some rest. You know what I'm saying? They did x-rays of her stomach, everything to make sure, you know, what's really going on. They're trying to find out, you know, and it's going to take a couple of days to get all the results back from the test. But the test that they had done, that they could get results back from, she was fine, you know. She thought she might have been pregnant, but everything was fine. She goes home. She starts to feel a little better, but she's still like lightheaded and dizzy. You know, she gets up and she'll stumble and fall and not understanding what's going on, and she's trying to get her bearings, but she's starting to get a little worried. After about 3 or 4 days, she gets a call from the doctor. You know what I'm saying? And the doctor tell her that she need to come in. He needs to talk to her about some things. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good news, but he would prefer to talk to her in person about this, right? So she goes down and she goes to see the doctor. And she's sitting in the doctor's office and she's talking to the doctor. And the doctor tells her that, you know, he took no pleasure in telling her this, but she has to know this so that, you know, treatments can be put in place and things can be done, you know what I'm saying, to help her during this time, because she had tested positive for HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Is that right? HIV? AIDS causes AIDS? Yeah, I think it's right. But y'all know what I'm saying. The point is taken, right? So, she's sick. But they don't have a treatment back in the day, y'all. There was no treatment. They give them Ensure milk, you know what I'm saying, tell them to relax and, you know, eat a lot of vegetables and all the different things that they talked about back then. It really was no treatment for it. You know what I'm saying? All they did back then was monitor your T-cell count to make sure you know what I'm saying, once it gets too low, then you have to go into hospice and all this and that. It was really piss poor, you know? Not a lot of research was being done and all this and that. It was early on when that was taking place, right? So then, she ends up going to visit. She goes to visit to see him. And she's talking to bro. And while she's talking to bro, she tells him, she said, look, it's something I need to tell you. And if you want to know what that is, you're going to have to tune in to the next episode, right? Because it's going to get better. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to have to tune in. I'm going to give you the conclusion of this episode, but you're going to only get it if you go and listen to the next episode that's coming right up. It's been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.